What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is going to be ranking the 50 state welcome signs. It's a little bit different, but I'm going to be ranking them. I'm going to tell you which one's my favourite, because why not? Well, I enjoy these reactions by Geography King, these videos by Geography King. I do the reactions, and I hope you guys enjoy them. But I enjoy his videos, and it's going to be the 50 state welcome signs. I'm not only going to rank them and tell you what I prefer best, I'm going to learn what the welcome signs are, because why not? Like I said, I'm trying to rattle through so many videos today, and it's an intriguing one. I don't know what the welcome signs look like, and I want to see potentially some vibrant, very nice welcome signs. What make you go into the city and be like, yeah, or go into the state so and be like, yeah. Now this is a state I'm gonna like. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of fun, guys. I hope you enjoy this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. You absolute legends. And all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say howdy at the start of this video, because last Geography King video I said howdy and he didn't say it, and I'm like, I could swear he says it in every single video. So I'm going to say today, in the hope that we turn back to the howdy videos, because I'm none for one so far. I've got to be 1 for 1. 1 for 2, sorry, because I've already got one wrong. Let's see what we got. Howdy.
Howdy.
Hey!
It's Kyle going over the welcome signs to each of the 50 states. If you're on a cross-country road trip, it's always kind of exciting to hit the next state line.
Yeah.
You see the welcome sign and you pull over to the turnout, get your picture with it, and then move on.
Yeah, I love that. Do you actually do that? Please let me know if you've been on a road trip and you take the photo. It makes sense, because I'm ticked off the next state. We're in a new state. I love that idea. These welcome signs just got even more important.
That's going to be your first impression of that state. And of course, in the grand scheme of things, a welcome sign isn't that terribly important. But again, it is going to be your first impression. It kind of shows what the state thinks of the interstate leading into its state and how it wants its first impression to be. And just like other videos where I'm ranking the state capitol buildings and the state flags, this is all just my opinion. So think of it more like an overview of the 50 welcome signs, just presented in my personal favorite order.
Yep.
Dead last is New York. Look at this thing. You don't have time to read a 1,000-word essay when you're driving by at 70 miles an hour.
Very true.
Even if you're a passenger, you don't have time to take all this in. It's far too busy. This stuff should be at your welcome center, not on your welcome sign.
Yeah, he's throwing shade already.
Neighbor Connecticut sign is also pretty bad.
Very
it looks
basic.
like they were going to put something.
I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And maybe this is what he's going to say because it's high on my list. But they haven't rounded the corners off. They've made the sign round. And they've left the corners there. You know what I mean? They've done the round border and they've just left the corners there. Why? Does that not annoy you? Please let me know. I understand at the bottom. That's absolutely fine. It's a little bit annoying. But they're integrating between two. I kind of get that. But at the top, it's meant to be a round sign, is it not? Let me know in the comments. Maybe they just didn't want to chamfer it. I don't know. That's a bit annoying.
Else on there, couldn't decide what to put, and this put some kind of bumper sticker off center on the sign. It just doesn't look good at all. Ohio's looks pretty amateurish and childish with that font.
I like it though.
Find it here.
It's not too bad.
Herpes, so I know a lot of folks in Ohio don't like this sign. This is the brand new sign. I'm not sure why they changed it. The old one was a lot better. Washington's looks like one you might see entering the state from a back road, not the interstate, and it also looks like one of the welcome signs from the early days of interstate travel in the 50s and 60s, so I think they need to update it.
Yeah, it's pretty old
school. A little better. I think what hurts Nebraska's the most is the font. I think what it says, Nebraska, the good life, home of Arbor Day, is all pretty cool. It's just the presentation isn't quite there.
Yeah, you have got 3 different fonts there. Not to be picky. Not to be picky. I guess when you're ranking signs, you've got to be a little bit picky, I guess.
Alabama's is pretty plain looking, and I think the whole Sweet Home Alabama thing has been overdone. And
oh, he just doesn't like the song. I mean, I'm not going to sing it. I am ill at the moment as well. My throat is sore. If not, you would get a fantastic rendition of Sweet Home Alabama. I like that, it's playing on it. Again, they don't want to round the signs. Why? No, I thought they'd rounded the bottom right, but not the rest of it. Okay, maybe it's difficult to chamfer it. I don't know, and it's more work. But yeah, very basic.
I like the old Alabama one better. It said Alabama the Beautiful, but this is what they got now. Well, it does at least say welcome to Idaho, so at least give them credit for
Alabama's one, definitely.
Maine's is kind of like Nebraska in that it says the right stuff. I think it's pretty cool what it says, but the presentation is pretty bad. This looks very blah.
Yeah, like IKEA.
Pennsylvania went the same route as Ohio with a childish, whimsical font, but the problem here is each of the 4 lines of text is a different font.
Again, it's the font thing, but that kind of, I don't mind that as much because it kind of seems like a little for me, like Devon or Cornwall in the UK, down south, a holiday home. You go in, there's caravans everywhere. You got the beach there. It's a happy place. That's what it seems. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. So not too annoyed about it. Not too annoyed.
A graphic designer would look at this and cringe.
Oh wow, I'm not a graphic designer.
Okay, it's got a picture of the flag, and I think it's been the same sign for about the past 20 years or so. But the one thing I hate about this sign is that it always has to say state line. So when you see that sign, you know you're at the state line. So saying state line is just kind of redundant. Vermont is kind of like Washington's. It's monochrome. It's not very exciting. It looks more like the sign you would see entering the state from a back road. So I think it needs to be updated, but it looks okay. But I think it could look a lot better.
I see what it means.
I've never really liked Texas's sign too much, and it's kind of like North Carolina's with a picture of the flag. But what I really don't like about this sign is that I can't think of anywhere in the U.S. where the drivers are less friendly than Texas. So I think the way to improve this sign would be to put a wink emoji at the end of it. That would be much more appropriate.
I can't comment.
I never quite understood the Pure Michigan slogan. It's kind of a strange slogan for a state, but the sign looks okay. It's in a pretty neat setting, and I like the blue and the font of the M, so it's an okay sign, but definitely not one of the best.
At least they put planting around it. We've got the planters there. They try to make it look a bit beautiful. I get what you mean. I don't really get it as well. Again, North Dakota one. Just looking at that straight away, not a fan of actually just the style they've done North Dakota in. And it may be legendary, I don't know. But I think he's going to complain about the North Dakota font, surely.
There's one state that comes to mind when I think of the word legendary. Oh, it's North Dakota. Nevada
wait, did he say he agreed with that?
But the problem with it is the word legend, but definitely not one of the best. If there's one state that comes to mind when I think of the word legendary, oh, it's North Dakota.
He's definitely throwing shade. He's definitely throwing shade there.
Nevada's sign looks pretty cool, but the problem with it is that it's such a small sign, it's hard to see the detail in it. So if you're driving by, it's hard to tell what that is an image of. And the sign is only about the size of a speed limit sign, which is similar to their previous welcome sign. So I'm not sure why Nevada likes such small welcome signs. They look pretty cool, but it's hard to see what it is.
Blow it up, Nevada.
I appreciate that Arkansas wants us to buckle up for safety. It's pretty much all states do, but usually those types of signs are just past the welcome sign, like your speed limit signs and any kind of weird state laws you might have. So having buckle up for safety on the welcome sign, it's okay, but it doesn't make the sign look really great.
But make sure you do buckle up for safety. We don't want anyone getting in any accidents.
I think the Massachusetts sign looks okay.
Nice.
I don't like the standard road sign font on your welcome signs, but I do like the rest of the sign, although that W looks more like an N.
A little bit, that's what it means.
Georgia's sign looks okay. It's definitely a lot better than the one they had before, but I hate it when states have to put the governor's name on the sign, especially for Georgia, when the governor's name is almost as prominent as the Welcome to Georgia.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Is that a power thing? Please let me know in the comments. Is that Nathan Deal decided he wants his name on that just to let people know? Or is it just a tradition? Please let me know on that one. Because if it's a power thing, it's like, come on. If you're the governor of a state, don't make it all about you. Make it about the state. Is that not your job? I don't know. I know that isn't the job. But you know what I mean? Make it about the state, man.
Indiana used to always have a pretty good sign. I think it does look pretty cool. Welcome to Indiana.
It's okay.
Crossroads of America. Makes perfect sense. But they've recently put Lincoln's Boyhood home on there. So, you already have Kentucky and Illinois claiming Lincoln. Now Indiana has Boyhood home. Really? That's the best you got? Take that part off. It's a pretty good sign otherwise. Virginia's is one of the more polarizing ones. I do like the black background with kind of the weird font, and gives it kind of a striking look that looks a lot different than other state signs. Man. But I've never been a big fan of the Virginia is for Lovers slogan, although a lot of folks like it.
Yeah,
I like how Rhode Island's sign looks pretty simple, but it's also presented in a pretty cool setting. And it also, instead of saying welcome, it says discover, giving it a different kind of a touch.
But then it's kind of like, do you know that's the state sign? Because it's like, oh, discover. Okay, well, am I discovering it now? Or do you want me to go to Rhode Island? You know what I mean? You might not know it's for welcome sign, which puts it probably bottom of the list for me. It's kind of like, it's not 100% concrete. If you know, you know, but if you don't, you don't. South Dakota, it makes sense that that's on there. It really does, doesn't it?
South Dakota's has the right look, the right slogan, but that image is super low res. But overall, if they got a better image, it would be a great sign.
I love the slogan. Great faces, great faces.
Is pretty
nice.
Simple, but it also looks pretty different, as most signs aren't white. And I like how it references its indigenous heritage, but that L in Oklahoma looks pretty weird. For Hawaii, I
does a little
had to
bit.
cheat a little bit, being that there are no roads that lead into it. So this is the sign you see at the airport as you fly in. So I like the way it looks. It says aloha. I like the font and the flower. So it's a pretty good welcome sign
Very
coming into
welcoming.
Hawaii.
I like that.
I think Delaware's looks pretty nice. I like the different shapes.
Again, the governor, man, John Carney. Carney? How do you say it? Let me know in the comments. Sounds very Irish. It sounds like he's of an Irish descent. I may be completely wrong with that. Oh, I probably annoyed so many people in the comment section to this. Anyway, just remember, Bees is ill. I am ill, so you got to let me off today. Yeah, it's okay. It's a very basic sign, pretty much to me.
Shades of blue on the sign. I like the Endless Discovery slogan, but just like Georgia, Delaware, nobody cares who your stupid governor is. I think Kentucky's is pretty close to being a great sign.
Another Lincoln birthplace.
I love the slogan, Unbridled Spirit, the horse at the end, birthplace of Abraham Lincoln. It's all great, but somehow it just doesn't look quite right. I'm not sure if it's the monochrome look or whatever, but I think a little bit of a touch-up, and this could be one of the best signs in the country.
I know what he means, kind of.
Maryland. Never missing an opportunity to slap a picture of its flag on everything. I think people in Maryland know that everybody else hates their flag, so they put it on pretty much everything.
Wow.
I think the sign is okay, but it's kind of busy. When states say we're open for business, that sounds kind of desperate, and several states do that. And again, nobody cares about your governor. Illinois, the third state to claim Lincoln, although I do think they have the best claim to him, but I like how the I in the sign is the shape of the state, and going right down the state is the Illinois River, so pretty cool.
I'm not gonna lie, because we're looking at, again, this is the British person not fully knowing the states in terms of the shape and stuff like that. That looked like kind of like Lincoln. They're trying to do Lincoln's face with the land of Lincoln. It looks like a face. I didn't realize it was a state line. No? Does that not look like a face to you? Maybe I'm completely off. You know, you got the nose, you got the eyebrows, you got the chin. I was like an absolute idiot again, that Bill. But I like it, the land of Lincoln from the people of Illinois. Welcome to Illinois. Fair play.
Cool looking sign, and I like it. I've always liked South Carolina's sign. I like how the circle on the end gives it kind of a unique look, and I like the mix of the red, white, and blue. The slogan, Smiling Faces, Beautiful Places, is an okay slogan. It was on their license plates, but they're moving away from that slogan, and I think they're putting up new signs soon, but these are the ones they have right now, and I like it.
Yeah, I like it
This is the one that I see the most, and I think overall it looks pretty good. The font is kind of weird, but you know...
Yeah, it's hard to make out the Tennessee, unless obviously you're going to know you're going to Tennessee because you're going to have your sat-nav or whatever, but it's a little bit disappointing.
You're coming into Tennessee, so you kind of know what it says. I do like it when states have the state nickname and a picture of the flag on it, so it gives kind of an introduction to the state, so it says a lot without saying that much.
A bit further down the list for me, though.
More than any other welcome sign, Montana's is the one you're most likely to see shot up with bullets or covered with stickers.
That is definitely the shape of a state. I know what Montana looks like, and it is. And why is it getting shot?
It's hard to find one that hasn't been totally vandalized by somebody, but I think it is an okay-looking sign. I like how it's kind of in the shape of the state, although it's not very curved, so it looks kind of weird, but it's kind of simple. I like how it says Montana with some mountains in the back, so it's an overall good-looking sign, although it is usually going to be shot up.
Oh, why, man?
This sign doesn't really look that good, and yet somehow I like it. I like how instead of saying, welcome to Iowa, it says, the people of Iowa welcome you. A little more friendly that way. And I do like the slogan, Fields of Opportunities. It's perfect for Iowa. I like the simplicity of California's. It's the only state where all the lettering is in gold, and that looks really good on the blue background. So it's perfect for the Golden State flowers, the golden poppy, and overall, it's just a pretty good looking sign.
And I have started ignoring the corners not being chamfered. It is a sign thing. Maybe I'm completely wrong in expecting that, but I mean, it's just a little bit annoying to me.
This is probably the most polarizing of all the signs. And of course, it looks way different than all the other ones. And this look wouldn't work at all for a state back east, but I think it does work pretty well for a southwestern state. And of course, the funny thing about this sign is if you approach the state from the east, you're coming into a very brown and flat part of the state, not exactly colorful. Similar to Colorado, Wisconsin has another kind of folk art woodsy sign that works pretty well for Wisconsin. This sign wouldn't work in the west or the southeast, but for the Northwoods, the Timberlands, it works pretty cool. I like how it says industry, recreation, and agriculture. So overall, it's kind of a folk arty looking sign. But
that's definitely my favorite. Wisconsin is my favorite so far, 100%. But it's unique. I know it's a bit like Colorado. It's creative. I like it.
But do
Yeah, I
please
do
take
too.
off the open for business thing. It really does make your state look desperate. Louisiana makes simple look good. Something as basic as the words "Welcome to Louisiana" curved over the fleur-de-lis just gives it a little extra touch, and the bilingual message referencing its French heritage is pretty cool. I really like this sign.
Fair enough.
Mississippi is usually the butt of all the jokes. It finishes last in all the categories for everything, but the one thing it does have going for it is that it is the birthplace of America's music. So
Oh, wow.
no matter what kind of pop music you listen to nowadays, it came out of Mississippi.
Yeah, and I love how we're just owning it. Absolutely owning it. Get it on my welcome sign, yeah. You may heard bad things about us, but we're the birthplace of music. Don't you forget that.
New Mexico likes to do things different, and that includes their welcome sign. And it's the only state in the country that has a yellow sign, and yellow is kind of like the school colors for New Mexico. I like how they keep the yellow theme running through signs and license plates. And Land of Enchantment is one of my favorite state nicknames, and I'm such a sucker for chili peppers. I love this sign. New Jersey's is also pretty unique, and I like how it looks kind of like one of those old-timey postcards. So it has kind of a retro feel to it while also being modern. Minnesota's is another one where it's not a traditional highway sign, and a state can go really wrong doing something like this.
I'm not a huge fan of the red for Minnesota, and it's hard to work out with Minnesota, but again, the creativity, I love it. Oh, that is awesome. I'd say Wisconsin's definitely beating it a little bit, but that is awesome.
It's super gaudy, but Minnesota's is pretty cool, and it's a nice thing to see as you enter the state. Really nice welcome.
Yep.
Arizona's is another one that says a lot without saying that much. You get the state's nickname along with the welcome message,
very bright,
and the state symbol, which appears on its flag. And because the state symbol is so cool, it makes the overall sign look pretty cool.
Yep.
Florida's does a really good job of letting you know you're entering the subtropics. So with just a couple of images of palm trees and the sun for the O in Florida, this gives it a really cool look, and you know you're coming somewhere that's going to be sunny and hot.
Oh, that sounds like my cup of tea.
New Hampshire's is very simple, very classy. I like the contrast of colors. I like the bilingual message with New Hampshire being right there on the border with Quebec. And New Hampshire has the best state slogan in the country.
Live free or die.
I don't
wow.
think any sign says more with less than this one. I really, really like this one. I love how the S's represent the river heritage of the state. It's a very simple message. You got the sun. It does look kind of whimsical, which I generally don't like, but in this setting, I think it looks really good and one of my absolute favorites.
Fair play. It's nice.
Wyoming's is the first of two that has an actual real image on it with the name superimposed. And kind of like New Jersey's, the font makes it look kind of like one of those old-timey postcards. The scene is a beautiful Wyoming scene. The cowboy in the corner makes it look great. The only thing I don't like about it is that the previous one was even better, but this is a really cool sign and definitely one of the best.
I don't know what the previous one looks like, but this is my favourite. Wyoming, you've taken the lead, man. I'm a bit surprised you didn't have like the Yellowstone or something like that on there, but Wyoming's beautiful, man. And that's a beautiful sign. I rate it. I rate it a lot.
West Virginia's is the other one that has a real photo on its sign.
Nice.
This was the first state to do it, and
Very
it
nice.
looks kind of busy, but isn't hard to see what's going on. So it represents the state well. The words being kind of curved makes it look a little bit nicer, and you know you're coming into a state that's mostly going to be green, mostly wilderness, and it's wild and wonderful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Wyoming. West Virginia has taken the lead. Wyoming's pipped to second. I prefer that one. They're both beautiful. They're signs at the end of the day, and they're both beautiful. But West Virginia's winning.
Well, it's at least wild. Compare the blue on this sign to the blue in all the other ones. It is so much brighter. And that sunflower in the corner is really cool. Kansas is the sunflower state. It's one of the sunniest states in the country, so to have a really bright sign is very fitting. It's been pretty much the same sign design through the years, and there's been a few updates every now and then, but it's always looked really good. I'm definitely a sucker for things that are unique, and this sign is definitely unique. It doesn't have to say much, but you know you're coming into a green, wooded state, and the overall sign looks like a piece of art.
Yep, I do like that.
These are pretty new signs, so I wonder how they're going to hold up through time, but right now they look gorgeous. Whenever I see this sign, it makes me smile. I'm coming into my favorite state for outdoor activities, and this is just a really good representation of the state.
Yeah, Utah's up there. That is beautiful. Beautiful. We've seen that image as well on our reactions for National Park. Awesome, man.
With the canyons and the arches in the foreground, the mountains in the background, and a really cool state slogan, this is a great sign. Although it does look like the U has a flat tire. And the best welcome sign in the country is
number
Alaska.
one.
This thing is
Very
beautiful,
nice.
and just like Oregon, it's like a work of art. And yes, you can drive to Alaska. You do have to go through portions of Canada to get there, but this is the sign you will see as you enter the state. I think each entrance is a little bit different based on the part of the state you're entering, but it pretty much is this sign, and it's beautiful.
I do rate that.
So there you
that.
have
It's
it,
nice.
an overview of the welcome signs of the 50 states. And like I was saying in the beginning, this isn't all that terribly important in the grand scheme of things, but signs also cost next to nothing for these state governments. So
Very true.
it might cost in the order of thousands of dollars to change these signs, but your state budgets are in the hundreds of billions of dollars. So it's a really simple thing to change, but I think it does make a pretty good difference relative to what you're putting into it cost-wise.
Very true, and I think, I don't know how many people made it to the end, but you and me have just watched a 40-minute video. This has probably been 20 minutes long, of me rating signs, Geography King rating signs, and yeah, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. Again, a little bit pointless, but it's a little bit of an extra touch when you're going into a state which you're excited to visit, and it's got a fantastic sign. It's a first impression at the end of the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your top 3 welcome signs in the comments below. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.